Hey there, and welcome back. Today I am going to the Quad Cities British Car Show, and there was no rain back at home, but it has been raining here for about 3 or 4 hours, and it is still raining. So I hope that there will still be people that show up for the show, and that it will clear up soon. The show was supposed to start about 40 minutes ago, and I think I have about 30 miles still to go. Today I am driving my Triumph Mayflower, and this car is a joy to drive on these country roads around here. Right in front of us is the Buffalo Bill Museum. So here we are, and there are some cars here. I've made it down to LeClaire, Iowa, and luckily there are some cars here. You can tell by the surface of the Mississippi River here that it is not the best of days. We are enjoying some beautiful British weather, however. Let's take a look at some of the cars that are here. We have an MGB, a Triumph TR6 next to it. And we have the rubber bumper MGB. So we can compare that to the chrome bumper. When they moved to the rubber bumpers on the MGBs, they had to increase the ride height of them as well to meet American safety laws. So this is a good example. You can see that the suspension on the blue car is sitting higher up than the red car. Then we've got a yellow Land Rover 90, a Triumph TR7 convertible next to that. And then next to that, we have a French car. We have a Grenadier Sportmaster. And I don't know if this is common to let into British car shows. Obviously, we have a French flag on the side of it there. But this show allows French-made vehicles, apparently. Next to that, we have a Triumph TR6. The bonnet is up, and we can see that this car has been converted to dual SU carburetors. These originally would have used dual Strombergs. Because of emissions here in America, we got the dual Stromberg carburetors, and in England, these cars were fuel injected. Then we have a couple Jaguars. We have an F-Type S. Some F-Types have a 6-cylinder engine, but the S and the R both have V8s. This one is a 2016, which I think means it is all-wheel drive. Next to the F-Type, we have a Jaguar XJS, and we have a new Mini, an MGB GT. This car is modernized with an aluminum radiator and a few upgrades like that valve cover. A very clean job. This one has the raw-style wheels. And then we've got an MG Midget and a Jaguar X-Type. And then we have an MGB, a rubber bumper one, but the bumpers have been painted, so they are the body color and not black. It gives it quite a different look than having the black bumpers on the front. Next to that, we have a chrome bumper MG Midget. And then an MGB Roadster next to that. And then here's something real special. This is a 1927 MG 1440. Here's a picture of the car as it was found before it was restored. That was sitting in a barn on a farm. Because the original body on this car was so destroyed, when it was rebuilt in the 70s, they created this boat tail body for it. This is one of the oldest MGs that I have ever seen in person. Opening the boot, battery back here. Quite a lot of storage.
It's a radiator muff.
Okay. Yeah.
Which they use in England because they drive them when they're cold.
Yeah. We're going to get a look at the dashboard here under the tonneau cover. So if we look at the dashboard here, this car has some very interesting things. And we have another performance indicator up here. Apparently this one tells you how much braking power the car has. So it will measure how well it is decelerating. And then we also have a gradient meter up here. And this gauge will read how much the car is tilted fore and aft. And that's important in this car because the fuel tank does not have baffles in it. And you could easily run out of fuel going up a big hill if you are not careful. If we look under the engine bay, you'll see there's quite a housing here around the coil, and that's because this used to be magneto powered. Up here is the fuel tank. It extends back into the cowl. So you can see that if the car was tilted, you will run out of fuel coming out of the bottom of the tank right here. So real important to keep that filled up or to only drive on level ground. We've got a door sill plate here. Shows Morris Garages, Oxford, England on it. On the dashboard here, we have a clock, an oil pressure, an ammeter, and a speedometer. Although from the seating position up here, I don't know how well you will be able to see any of those. Also on the steering wheel, we have our ignition timing as well as throttle. You can see in the headlights that there are gigantic bulbs in here, but the marker lights are even cooler. Look at the lens on these things. How cool is that lens? I would really hate to have to change that bulb and risk damaging that in any kind of way. Up here on the cowl, we have these weird horns, and these are actually vent air into the cabin to help cool the driver and passenger down. And on the running boards, we have these really neat storage boxes here. You would use a carriage key that slips into a hidden hole right beneath this tread right here. Next to the 1440, we have an MGB Roadster and a rubber bumper Roadster next to that. Then we have a Jaguar E-Type. This one has a 4.2 liter inline six. Obviously this is a non-standard color, but this color looks really good on this car, especially in the overcast lighting that we have today. And next to that, we have another rubber bumper MGB Roadster. Over here we have something that you don't see very often in the States. This is a BMC mini tractor. This tractor uses a 1622cc MG engine. And then over here we have a beautiful Bug-Eye with a hardtop, a new Mini Cooper next to that, a Lotus 7. This is a replica car. I'm not sure who made this one. I love this old Iowa SCCA logo on the back of it. Wonder where they got that badge from. I would love to have one of those. This Lotus is a green car, but the inside of it is all painted up like a Union Jack, and he has a matching helmet to go along with it. And then we've got a Jaguar Mark II, my Triumph Mayflower, and then a Triumph TR3.
Thanks, Steve. This is the 39th annual Heartland British Auto Fest from here in beautiful LeClaire on the river, and it's the Quad Cities British Auto Club. We're a group of about 100 British car owners in mostly the Quad Cities area. We do have members from as far away as Wisconsin and Southern Illinois, and but we've been doing this show for 39 years. We usually have in the range of about 75 cars. I think we had about 75 last year. This year, the weather's been not great, as you can see by the wind. We've had rain, but we had 30 diehards come out today. So yeah, we hope with good weather next year we'll be back to where we are. But we have people come from, I think the farthest away is Indianapolis. People drove from Indianapolis. We had a couple that drove down from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, up near the Twin Cities. They drove their TR6 in the rain yesterday. It is always the first Saturday in August.
Well, I just got done with the awards. I did get an award for top 20 with the Triumph Mayflower.
But our best of show for 2026 is a 1951 Triumph Mayflower, Steve Meyer.
We also took best in show as well. So pretty good day out here, even though it was rainy. Everyone enjoyed seeing this little car out here. If you want to see more videos like this, comment below and click subscribe.